Well done, Australia. You are giving away your rights. Virus notifying smartphone apps are gaining momentum around the world, and they're using Australia as the petri dish. So, Australians, how does it feel to be the world's petri dish on how to strip free countries of their freedoms? You are the experiment. You are the one that the test is being successful on, and so now all eyes of those in power are on you to see what your next move is. And I get it. I get it. I understand. You want to know where this thing is. You want to. So here is the logical conclusion to that. The absurd logical conclusion. Now we have to build an app to track the flu. Then we have to build an app to track the cold. We have to build an app to track AIDS. If we're going to track coronavirus and we're going to give our privacy away, we've got to come up with something that scans your body when you leave your house. And if you have any infection whatso goddamn ever, then your name and address is released to the public so that way everybody knows to stay away from you. That's the next logical conclusion. You're giving away your rights and you're doing it willingly. You are. When tech experts proposed building smartphone apps to try to track the spread of the coronavirus, there were a lot of people that were against it. They were wondering, well, what in the heck is going to happen with these countries that are privacy-based democracies? Are people really going to want to download these apps? Well, you know what? Australia provided us the answer. Yes, people are really that gullible in mass. 2 million people in Australia out of 25 million total have downloaded the contact tracing app. The Australian Prime Minister shoots with a "well done, Australia." Yes, yes. You know you are in a bad situation when the person in power is stripping you of your rights and is saying at the same time, "Well done, Australia. We've still got more to do." When is it enough, Australia? When do you say, look, man, I understand that there are risks in the world? Like I've said before on another video, you remember Avatar when he says, welcome to whatever the heck the name of that dang world was, where everything wants to kill you. Yes! Welcome to Earth, where everything wants to kill you. Would you like me to wrap you in bubble tape? We will Velcro you to the wall. Then we'll strap you down just for safety's sake. We'll take a tube and jam it down your throat. And we'll make sure that you only get the perfect amount of supplements, the perfect amount of vitamins. We'll make sure that everything is sanitized and disinfected at all times of the day, and hope that we don't create a super virus in the process. But hey, you know. And then you can be safe and sound with zero freedom. And in Europe, which has often squared off against big tech companies over privacy concerns, yeah, Europe, where are you, man? You sometimes had better technology privacy laws than the United States, and what now? What now? Many countries are falling in line. What a wonderful phrase. Many countries are falling in line. Fall in line, you. Get back in line. How dare you stand up for any remote semblance of your rights or anybody else's rights. Sit down and get in line. With recommendations from Apple and Google on how to run tracing apps. Yeah. Of course, you're going to take your lead from them. I know, but look, we don't do this for the flu. We don't do this for the cold. We don't do this for AIDS. So if we're doing this for corona, then we've got to start doing this for everything else. That's the next logical, absurd conclusion. Okay? Someone comes up with an app, and it's very successful, and it tracks coronavirus. You know damn well as I do that someone's going to call for, well, It was successful in tracking coronavirus. Now we've got to get it to track everything else, and we'll just start going down the list of shit. Okay? And then once we've got all the diseases and virus, well, hell, man. What's the next logical step? What's the next logical conclusion? What does history show us? That human nature's gears of power and how they think take it. Well, once all the viruses and bacteria are tracked, well, next thing you know, you got to go after whatever next the government says. Okay, you know what? Smokers and drinkers cost millions in taxpayer money. So, included in the door jam, which was previously put in every, and I'm saying in the future if we go down this route. Remember, we take things to logical, natural conclusions. From here, for a little bit, I'm going to be talking as if we've already gone through these steps, and all viruses and bacteria are detected through some app that's installed in your door jam that takes your temperature, and when you talk, it collects your spit that's aerosol in the air and tests it for samples and stuff like that. Well, now the same technology will test for alcohol or nicotine or THC or name your take your pick. Okay? Too much sugar. Too much caffeine. There's no end to the possibilities. Really, there isn't. Once the technology is there, once it's used, once it is mainstream and accepted, there is no end to the possibilities of how many rights these technologies can take away. Yeah! The future. What's to stop us from getting to that point? At some point we got to say, look, I know. But at what point does this person's life trump my rights to rights? Basic rights, the right to privacy. At what time do we say that individuals, and not even their lives, just the risk of their lives due to a virus? It doesn't make sense that we're just stripping, we're tossing away our rights. With the US and the UK and Europe beginning to make plans to ease lockdowns, smartphone contact tracing apps that were theoretically... And look, here's the future. Every smartphone you buy has bloatware with the tracing app that you don't even ask to download it. It's just automatically there because it's public safety, man. It's for public safety. What? Don't you care about public safety? If you have the flu, I should know exactly where you are at all times. At all times. Heaven forbid, who cares if I'm really an undercover home burglar or something? Or I'm a stalker, or I want to do other nefarious things to you, or I want to make fun of you, or... It will happen. People will do that. If it exists and there's a way for someone to abuse it, it will happen. Look around you. How many stupid signs do you see where it says, don't do this dumb thing? And you're like, are you serious? They had to make a sign saying, don't do that dumb thing? Yes. They made a sign saying, don't do that dumb thing because somebody, somewhere, somehow, someplace, at some time, did that really dumb thing. Human nature. Google and Apple threw their fucking weight behind the shit. Yeah, of course they fucking did, because they're going to make money. Because here's the thing. If Apple and Google get to the point where they negotiate and they say, hey, you know what? This is public safety and screw people's rights. Because people's lives supersede your rights is what the argument is going to be. The argument is going to be my right to privacy, my right to freedom, my right to movement, my right to unhindered movement, my right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is null and void when it comes to someone else's very life. Even though it's not their very life, it's just a risk of life due to something that is natural. It's here. It's a virus. It's an animal, essentially. And that's the argument. But what if they say, hey, you know what? It's public safety. Well, now this is a required app. It's bloatware in every single smartphone and tablet you buy from now on. Now Apple and Google are making some buco bucks because it's a required thing. It's law. And there's other things that have happened that have made it into law, that people purposely made into law to make money. Governments could use this app to deploy their own apps with this technology. And now other governments besides Australia's, including Germany and several other European countries, have taken up the task of stripping your rights away and making you do it willingly for your own safety. But people, the more safety you have, the less freedom you have. The more freedom you have, the less safety you have. It all depends on how much you're willing to fight for your freedom. Because freedom is not free. Freedom requires constant fighting. That's why freedom's so valuable. And dear God, people have given their lives for you to have this freedom, and we're willingly giving it away. That's what we do now. Rather than fighting for freedom, we're fighting to have it stripped away. Okay. That's what I got on this one. I don't think people understand how precious freedom is. Seriously. And here's the argument. People are going to say, look, it's for public safety. It's for public safety. I know. I got you. I understand. But here's the thing. Every country that has gone communist or socialist or totalitarian has done it for the people. It's always been for the people. It's for your safety. It's for your benefit. You want to live a long, healthy life, don't you? Sure. I'd like to live a long, healthy life, but you know what life I'd rather live? A short but free life. I mean, what you guys think? Some serious stuff, man. And share this, because YouTube will squash this, because, well, they squash everything I put out. But this is important stuff. If 2 million Australians have willingly given away that right to privacy under the guise of protection of others and themselves, won't please somebody think of the children. Just think of the children. But share this, because YouTube will squash it. And sharing it, liking it, commenting it, it really helps. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.